Hey folks, Billy here. As some of y'all might know, we posted a challenge that Steph had issued to me on our Facebook page yesterday. So I'm going to give a little detail about that. Anytime Steph posts a challenge to me, short of attending Easter service in the Vatican wearing a Speedo, I'm going to accept it. So this one was a pretty no-brainer. A week in the Smoky Mountains, less than $400. So that's pretty much a challenge you got to accept. So I had looked to camp inside the national park because most of the tent camping sites there are $25, which is what I'm going to be doing, is tent camping just as if we were out hiking somewhere. But they didn't have the availability that I needed. They had some of the days, didn't have all the days. I would have had to move around a little bit, didn't want to do none of that. So found a campground in Townsend, which everybody knows I love Townsend. It's called Little River Campground. They have Wi-Fi, they have RV sites, they have tent sites with power and water hookups and all. I'm going to be staying creekside, so it's just basically primitive camp with a tent. I'll be carrying some of the same cook stuff we would be carrying if we were on a multi-day hike or a multi-day bike ride. Little camp stoves, the rocket stove. The one thing I am going to be carrying, because I'm going to be car camping, is I'm carrying my Flatstone, my Blackstone flat griddle. So can't do without that. I'll be doing some breakfast and some other things with that. But so besides that, I'll be doing quite a bit of cycling. There's a couple of trails that I'm going to be hiking. In and around Townsend, a lot of time spent in Cades Cove. Really pretty this time of year. That noise y'all hear is my cat. So anyway, I'll be posting some videos up, showing y'all what's going on. I think the biggest issue is not going to the restaurants that I like to go to. But if I save enough money during the week, I should be able to maybe enjoy a Trailhead Steakhouse night, maybe Thursday night. But anyway, keep an eye out for upcoming posts, Facebook posts, Instagram. Probably be doing some videos on YouTube as well. They probably won't be nice and edited like Steffi Lou does for me, but you'll at least get to know what's happening, what's going on, and then we'll show how much money was spent when I get back home. Talk to y'all soon.
Hey folks, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on why I challenged Billy. We're looking back through all these pictures and videos. We do that often, and we talk about the trips and stuff that we've taken. And as we're sitting there looking through all this stuff, we're like, my gosh, we take a lot of vacations. And it feels like we take a lot of vacations, but, I only have so much time off work. So anytime I am able to get 3 or 4 or 5 days off at a time, a lot of times we do go ahead and go up to the mountains. You don't have to spend a ton of money to have a nice vacation. Now, if you want to go and have these big elaborate vacations where you do spa days and, hit all the touristy places in Gatlinburg and things like that, yeah, you're going to spend more money. But what we do, we don't spend a ton of money for. So I challenged Billy, number one, he drives me nuts. He wants to go to the mountains all the time. And, I can't do that. I have to go to work. So, he has a little bit more time where he can go up and, he's always like, well, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to go enjoy the mountains without you. Well, he's going to this time because I challenged him to. So, that's kind of the premise behind, and I wanted to see, we've looked at it before and said, oh, well, this time we only spent like $400. So go up, let's see what we can, how little we can spend. And some of his other videos are going to show you how he's going to stay below his $400 budget. So he's already told you about all that, but I wanted to give you a little bit of reason behind why I challenged him to do this. We want to show people that you can go and enjoy a vacation and not spend $1 million to do it. Take out a mortgage on the house to go out and to have a few days in the mountains, or, you could probably even do it at the beach. I'm not a beach person, so, we'll look into that one of these days, but, you don't have to. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to some of his upcoming shorts that he does tell you about, what he's taking with them, and how he's going to kind of stay within that budget. And keep in mind too, if you don't camp and all that kind of stuff, and you don't have the gear, we have gear. We've been married for 20 years and been together longer than that, and we have camped the entire time. As a matter of fact, when the time that we got married in Pigeon Forge, and we camped the entire week before that. So we have and have had all this gear, not just because we started backpacking and hiking and all this. We've had gear. So if you don't have a ton of gear anyway, yeah, you're gonna spend a little bit more money to get there. You don't have to go out and spend $500 on a tent. You can go to Walmart and get a great quality tent for car camping. So keep that in mind. We have a really large tent. I think we spent $100 on it for a huge tent, not just a backpacking tent, but we have this huge tent that we can go if we want to glamp for us. So instead of having the small tent that not as much room, he is going to take a smaller tent. He'll show you all that, so I'm not going to jump ahead on that one. But keep in mind, if you already have this stuff anyway, get you and your family out in nature. You're gonna make a lot of memories on going and doing things like maybe you go fishing, or maybe you go and tube the river if you're in an area that you can do that. You go hiking. You just go out and be in nature. It doesn't cost you a penny to go to Cades Cove other than the gas to drive around it. And heck, even then, you could park the car and walk around part of it if you didn't want to do the whole thing. So you can get out there and have really good vacations on not a ton of money. And Billy's going to show you how he's going to do that, and hopefully he'll stay under his $400 budget. If not, we'll come up with something that's got to be done if he doesn't meet the budget. Maybe he does wear a Speedo to the Vatican. I don't know. We'll figure that part out later. So, guys, he's going to get out there and add a page to his great story. I hope you do the same. Thanks.